Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Travis and this is Bacon and Backpacking. Joined today by my buddy Brian, who's behind me. We are back in the Wayne National Forest in the lovely state of Ohio. As you can see, lovely day, about 50 degrees, rain pretty much all day. Doing two trails today, Scenic River Trail and Greenwood Trail. Dispersed camping out here, so we'll just hike, a couple miles, find a spot, and find a place to call home. A couple important notes about today's trip. So this is actually the place in Wayne National Forest I went when I recorded my first ever YouTube video. So for those of you who are subscribed and everything, if you haven't seen that original video, go back and take a look at it and see how different the channel is now compared to them. But yeah, it's kind of like a 2-year reunion type of deal. This is where I made the first video, so wanted to get back out here for a quick overnighter, test out some new gear. I'm sure you can see I have the Outdoor Vitals Tushar rain jacket on. So maiden voyage for this thing. It's a pretty good test. It's gonna be raining pretty much all day while we're out here. So we'll see how well this rain jacket works. But yeah guys, probably won't do a ton of recording until I get to camp just because of the rain. I can't get all my electronics soaked, but I got some new stuff to show you guys with like the hammock and tarp setup as well too. Did you find one? Oh yeah. You don't need the tent. I've never seen water flow out here like this. Usually, it's a different time of the year and everything's kind of bone dry. So it's really cool. It's like a whole different trail out here compared to the last time I did it. So, it's just another example, guys, of, don't be afraid of weather. Just make sure you, have skills and gear and stuff like that to get you through it. But really glad I came out, for an overnighter out here. A bunch of little mini waterfalls and stuff. It's been pretty cool. I can't drink the water out here. Used to be a bunch of mining operations, and there are heavy metals in the water. So, if you use something like a Sawyer squeeze or whatever that filters out, little microbes and stuff, it's not going to save you from the heavy metals in the water. So you'd have to get something more specialized, like a Grail. Sawyer also makes a bottle style filter that does the heavy metals as well. So, but just giving you guys a heads up, that is why my pack is not ultralight today. I actually packed in 4 liters of water, so I don't have to worry about filtering or anything like that. Starting to get some early signs of spring. It's had pretty decent temperature today. I think 52 to 56 until, sunset, and then it's gonna actually drop down to about freezing tonight, so. Yeah, heck guys, this ended up being one of the coolest trips I've done. I don't think I've ever seen so many waterfalls before in my life. And funny thing is, you know, last time I was out here, it's probably about 3 weeks earlier in the year than this. And yeah, there's a little bit of water, but nothing like this, man. Boy, this is cool. It's freaking waterfalls literally everywhere. I'll show you guys here real quick. Check this out. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, let's take a little camp tour here. So Brian's already preparing himself for the Uinta Highline this year. We're going to be going out to Utah, spending a week out there. It's basically like 86 miles above tree line. So, you know, hammocks aren't going to be an option. So that is his Durston X-Mid 1. I believe it's still poly. I'm not sure what they make it out of, but it's not the Dyneema version. It's not like the Pro, but pretty cool campsite. I stayed here 2 years ago when I recorded my first YouTube video, and that little stream right there was bone dry. So it's been pretty cool. It's really spiced up the trail a little bit, you know, to see all the water features and stuff. Right there's the, you know, campfire ring, but don't think we're gonna have to be worrying about any of that. And then I've changed quite a bit of things actually with my hammock setup, so we'll go ahead and take a look at it real quick. So first thing, guys, if you're new to the channel, my tarp is the Hammock Gear Dyneema tarp with doors. Okay, so switched my ridgeline out to a Dutchware continuous ridgeline. I believe that's just a what they call a Dutch hook right there, piece of hardware. And as you can see, it's a continuous ridgeline that runs all the way, you know, to the other tree instead of the split ridgeline like I've been using. Down here, instead of keeping my cordage attached to the tarp like I had previously been doing, my cordage is actually hooked onto my stakes with a Marline spike hitch, and I just wrap that cordage around that stake, and it you know, makes everything pack really nice. I believe that's a Dutch flea or a wasp, maybe. Can't remember, but anyways, that's running to shock cord on the tarp because that's what Hammock Gear recommends with the Dyneema tarps, because they don't have any, you know, stretch in them. So they recommend using shock cord. We got a little bit of wind today, nothing crazy. I think it's going to end up being maybe 15-20 mile an hour gusts, nothing too crazy. Over on this end, if I can get that to focus there, well, that's the best shot you guys are going to get. The camera won't focus, but anyways, that's the hardware that's on the other end that allows you to tension everything. And then, as always, I keep the tarp stored in the Hammock Gear mesh snakeskin. And one of the things I did that was a little bit different is on these panel pullouts, okay, I have shock cord loops, and I'm just putting my trekking poles up top. I might think of a little bit better way to secure these than just like that loose shock cord loop. But if you guys look, I mean, I can move the whole ridge line, and like, you know, these things don't go anywhere. I was kind of testing this out last night in the backyard, but yeah, I like doing that. Let me show you why. You know, this is a small tarp. I mean, the whole thing, you know, is like 8 ounces, and the point is it's supposed to be a small minimalist tarp. So you guys kind of see in there, when you use those panel pullouts, man, it actually gives you a ton of space, right? You can see it on both sides. There's plenty of space in between the side of the tarp and the hammock, so that way, you know, in the winter time like this, you're not brushing up against those walls and getting that condensation. So I think I like this setup better than what I was doing. It's definitely quicker for sure, which is nice when we wake up tomorrow and the temperature drops down to 32 degrees and my hands are freezing, and you know, I can't wait to get out. So looks like Brian's figured out the pitch pretty good on his tent. I think it's the first time he's used it, but it's looking pretty crispy over there. But yeah, guys, I mean, super cool trip so far. You know, kind of cold, kind of rainy, but it's hard to beat having little mini waterfalls all over the place. So there's one right there, and then if you look way up here, another waterfall up there at the top of the hill. So pretty cool spot. I want to kind of move around a little bit and dry out. My outer layers are wet. I didn't put on any rain pants or anything, so these pants are pretty wet. Those are some joggers I got from REI, so I'm gonna let those dry out. They're very lightweight material, so I'm pretty sure as long as it stops raining here that those will dry out, and then I'll obviously change into a dry base layer tonight, because like I said, guys, it's supposed to be around 50 until sunset, and then it's going to plummet all the way down to about freezing, you know, come 7 a.m. So going to get a lot colder. One thing I forgot to show you guys is the way I manage my doors in inclement weather, rain, snow, high wind, is I just have these little micro carabiners here, and they're attached to shock cord, and you just, you know, run the doors opposite of each other and close everything up. So the foot end down here is the side I always enter on. So I don't have these clipped back yet because I'm going to be sitting there in my Helinox Chair Zero to eat some food and stuff like that, you know, in case it starts busting out raining again. For those of you unfamiliar, the hammock is the War Bonnet Blackbird, and then got a Wookie 20-degree underquilt, and then a Diamondback 20-degree top quilt inside. So, but anyways, guys, I want to just kind of take in the scenes here real quick. Probably throw my food hang line over the tree to get that ready for tonight when it's time to hang the food, and just try to dry out a little bit. So we'll get some footage intermittently here. All right, guys, this will probably be the last footage of the evening. I got my little super ultralight cook set here, which is good most of the time, but probably not the best thing in the cold weather, because I feel like sometimes you just want to, you know, get your food cooked. So just a little Esbit stove. You guys can see it takes a little while to get these things lit and get them going. But basically you just have this little, you know, pot stand that's less than an ounce. Each one of those fuel tablets, oh, I just blew it out. Each one of those fuel tablets is about an ounce. So you're looking at an ounce of weight per boil, and obviously it's a true consumable. Once you burn it, you know, it's gone. So the thing that I like about it is it's super lightweight, but it also allows you to exactly calculate, you know, how much fuel you need to bring. You don't need to worry about running out of the canister and stuff like that. So it takes quite a while to boil, for sure. It's definitely not as quick as like a gas stove or anything like that, but it does get the job done. Another downside, you know, the performance really degrades even further in wind. So I got one of these little Tokes windscreens here, and never used this thing before, so we're going to go ahead and test it out. So you just wrap that around your pot stand there. Cut this thing a little shorter than what I probably should have, so I might need to get another one there, but put your lid on. That'll stop it from you know, having the wind put it out, and also makes it a little bit more fuel efficient. So, you know, if all you're doing, guys, is something like this, like heating up, you know, these freeze-dried meals or whatever, something like that's plenty good enough. So I've just been testing it out. I think this is like the second or third time I've used it. But like I said, if you plan on doing much more than, you know, just heating up water for freeze-dried meals, I wouldn't say it's ideal, but man, it is light. you know, that windscreen's something like, you know, 1/10 of an ounce. I think the stove itself, like the little Esbit tablet holders, less than an ounce. And like I said, the heaviest part of the system are actually the tablets. They're about an ounce a piece. So, but like, it's really cool because like on this trip, I know I wanted to boil twice. So I brought 2 tablets. You know, I don't have to get a bunch of, you know, almost empty canisters and be like, oh, is that going to be enough to, you know, do my boils or whatever? So it allows you to, you know, make it a little bit more of an exact science. But anyways, guys, going to go ahead. Seems to be doing okay so far. Windscreen definitely seems to be helping for sure. I can say that much. Seems like that thing works pretty good. But anyways, guys, we got Peak Refuel sweet pork and rice. So I'm going to let this thing boil, eat my food, and then we'll see you guys in the morning. Morning, everybody. We are back on trail for day 2. Ended up getting a little bit colder. Probably right around freezing right now, but we only have, I think it's like 2.5-3 miles to hike out. Like I said, pretty short trip overall. I think it was like 9.7 miles or something like that, so nothing too crazy, but pretty cool trail yesterday. Like I said, lots of water features. Had to kind of brave the rain a little bit, but mostly dry this morning and doing all right. So we'll get you guys a little bit of footage and then be out of here. All right, guys, and then I told you we were backpacking the Scenic River Trail and the Greenwood Trail, and this is why it is named the Scenic River Trail, because that down there is the Ohio River. And over there, I don't know how good your geography is, but that is West Virginia. So pretty cool spot up here. We're about 350 feet above the river, so probably wouldn't see a whole lot in the spring or summer, but with all the trees bare, you know, we get to walk along kind of parallel to the river here. It's a pretty cool spot. All right, guys, we're standing here at the trailhead shooting a little outro because I got the BSing on the trail a little bit and we ran out of trail, so no outro video. But a couple things, guys. One, thanks for watching. Appreciate you tuning in. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. In addition to that, guys, a couple of resources down in the description box below. First of all, I'll have a link to my lighter pack list. It's going to have all the gear that I brought with me on this trip. Second thing that's going to be down there is I'm going to have a link to my Google Drive, and that is going to have the GPX document for this trip that we did. So I'm trying to help give you guys some resources on what gear you need to do your own overnighters, as well as giving you that GPX data so you can plan your own trip out here. This is a great beginner backpacking trip. It's only about 10.5 miles, dispersed camping, so you can stay wherever you want. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.